The other day I made a post, okay, not the other day, 3 weeks ago, and it said, what's your favorite game and why? If you guys aren't familiar with this is the community tab. It works like just status update, Facebook, Twitter built into YouTube. So sometimes I post important stuff here, though I'm sure 126,000 of you guys miss it. Anyway, yes, I asked this question, and I didn't really get to reading it until yesterday. I responded to a few comments, but I thought it would be better to just do a video on this and see what your favorite game is and why, and share my thoughts on that game. If I've played it, if I agree it's a good game, if I disagree. Though, of course, this is our opinion, and I think that's something people need to understand more on YouTube. Wow, you don't like the game that I like? Okay. Well. Okay. 347 comments. God. Let's check it out. I'm going to be rereading over some of the top ones. The first one is Nier Automata. I like characters and world. The apocalyptic aesthetic and how calm everything is at the end of the world. The combat made it fun to play and travel through the world. 2B. All you had to say was 2B. I understand why it's your favorite game. In all seriousness, Nier Automata is one of my favorite games, but I did put out a video recently on Nier explaining that I like the first one better, and that they're also going to be remaking the first one. Now they say it's not going to be a remake, it's not going to be a remaster, but I believe they just came out and said that someone from Platinum Games will be coming over to help develop the combat and make it closer to Automata so that fans of the new game will enjoy the combat a bit more. This is a fucking remake. It's a remake. That's where I stand. If it comes out and it truly is not a remake or a remaster and it's some type of revolutionary game fetus in between, then I'll eat my words. But yeah, I did enjoy this sequel, and I did enjoy 2B. Kingdom Hearts 2. The game has a lot of charm and the gameplay is nothing to sleep at. Agreed. I loved Kingdom Hearts 2. In fact, it's my favorite. Well, I'll put that next to Birth by Sleep. I actually didn't beat Kingdom Hearts 3. I was super excited for it. Before 3 is like when I got into the series, I did a video. I just wanted to ask you a question.
What's the question?
Why won't you play Kingdom Hearts?
Fucking Goofy's in the game? Why the fuck would I do that?
Kind of explaining to people who felt the same way that I did, which is like, Disney? Gross, I can't get into this shit, but I forced myself to, and I enjoyed it. But then 3 came out, and like a week into it, I just couldn't pick it back up. I try here and there. Every time I try, I play for like half or maybe a full world, and then I don't return for like 2 months. And I don't know if this one just feels more Disney than ever. It's like I'm watching a very long, drawn-out anime. I'm watching 40 episodes of filler. I get 1 episode of the main story and then 40 episodes of filler. Maybe my Kingdom Hearts hype was temporary. I don't know, but I hope it returns. Kingdom Hearts 2, though. Loved it. Bayonetta stole my heart 100%. I've only played a little bit of Bayonetta, and I never beat it, but I did enjoy it, so I plan to finish this game one day. I have played and loved too many games in my life, but if I had to pick a game off the top of my head, it would be Zelda Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess, I had that for GameCube, one of my favorite games as well. I very much loved Twilight Princess. New Vegas because of quest replayability and build variety. Also because you can talk one of the final bosses into giving up on his mission. So New Vegas, I did enjoy New Vegas, but I got stuck. At the end, or I believe it was the end, you're in some fortress, and my save was after entering the fortress. I reloaded this save like 100+ times, going about this final area 100 different ways, and I could not beat it. So I gave up on New Vegas at that point. I was like stuck. Maybe I was younger, so I was dumber and didn't understand mechanic, but yeah, I was stuck. Black Desert Online because it reminds me that whatever the situation, it can always get worse. I found this pretty funny because this has to be a meme. Not that Black Desert's your favorite game. If Black Desert's your favorite game, cool, but whatever the situation, it can always get worse. That's hilarious. Paper Mario, The 1,000-Year Door. Let's go. Ooh, The 1,000-Year Door. So, long story short, when I was younger, I would say, when I started playing games around the age of 4 or 5, until I was about 15 years old, though I played games growing up, I didn't always have them. It's a bit personal, but I would have the Game Boy Advance when it came out for a week, and then I wouldn't have it for another year. So there was a lot of times where I didn't get to play games or have any games. And so what I would do is like buy a walkthrough guidebook of Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door, Kingdom Hearts 2, and I would study these guidebooks at school. Any free moment, I was looking at my guidebook, studying bosses, creatures of the world, or like drawing the characters and using the guidebook as a reference. Paper Mario was one of those. I lived through these guidebooks. I would get just as excited reading these as I probably would playing the game, which is sad as fuck. Once I did get my hands on Paper Mario, I loved this game so much, and I didn't remember it until this comment. It triggered those memories. I would love to see a Switch port. Minecraft, because it was 80% of my childhood. Minecraft was not part of my childhood, but once I like graduated high school and started streaming, then I played it for the first time. Dark Souls 1. I was 16 when it came out and had depression. It helped me learn to keep trying over and over again in order to overcome challenges. It taught me that life is hard, and the more you give up, the more hollow you become. That's fucking deep. Demon Souls taught me this because Demon Souls was brutal, and that was the first one that I played. But Dark Souls 1, as I mentioned in a comment to this, I was working at McDonald's. I was 16 or 17 in high school, and I had just got off work at McDonald's, and my coworker also, one of my best friends growing up, we like got the job together. We were fans of Demon Souls, and then Dark Souls was coming out. So we pre-ordered the collector's edition, and we stood in line at the midnight release at GameStop, which is the game store here in the US, and I believe in Canada as well. Yeah, we went to the midnight release, and this was the first time in my life that I felt that physical and mental drain as like an adult, to where, you know, all my life, oh, new game came out, let me get it, let me stay up for 24 hours straight. Well, this was the first time in my life I was so drained from work. Might sound like a joke, the fast food industry is absolute hell. If anyone here has worked in fast food or does, you know that a lot of the managers try to cut hours. So the stations that require 4 people, well, they'll cut hours so that you know, they leave one person to work 4 stations. And that was me at 16, frying the chicken nuggets, making the sandwiches, flipping the burgers, all by myself. When I got out that bitch, I was fucking tired and drained. I remember getting the game and just driving home, and I was like, fuck, I'm too tired. And I think I skipped school the next day to play it, so it worked out. Okami. Never played Okami, but I know that shit's legendary. Vindictus, because I absolutely love the combat. Agreed. Persona series, though if I had to favor one, it would be Persona 3. When I think of favorite JRPGs, I usually think of Persona first. I played Persona 5 a bit, and that's just when like YouTube and work caught up to me, and I was like, yeah, I don't got the 100 hours to beat this. So I think I let my friend borrow it, and he platinumed the game, which is insane. RuneScape, I kind of commented on this, but I've never really had that RuneScape phase in my life, and now I'm spoiled by like modern gameplay, so I don't really see a reason in trying it out these days. But also, mad respect, I dig your style and you seem super chill. Thank you. You should see me playing a battle royale. I'm not that chill. Golden Sun, man, Golden Sun, the good old days. Golden Sun was fantastic. Game Boy Advance. When it boils down to it, for me, Final Fantasy VII. Why? Nostalgia. And to this I replied, have you played the remake? You know, there's a large portion of people out there that the older titles are so nostalgic for them that when a remake or new title comes out, it doesn't matter how good it is. They're like, nope. So I'm just wondering if you enjoyed it or not, or if you're like, it'll never replace the original. Despite what people say, I am in love with Final Fantasy 15. Nothing beats bromance. I loved 15. Loved it. Lots of people hate it. I loved the relationship between the boys, and as dry as the world was, I don't know, I just kind of like the setting. I'm pretty into cars, and I remember watching the movie Kingsglaive and seeing Noctis's Audi R8, or Audi as some people call it, but yeah, the Audi R8, and I was like, what the fuck? It was more relatable for me because this was probably the first Final Fantasy that I really got into, and because there was like modern things like that car, the instant ramen and shit, I don't know, it just felt more relatable. So as my first, and just the bromance, I liked it. Good shit. Halo 3, LAN parties and 4-player couch multiplayer action. This Halo 3 was such a big game for me. I remember being like 14 years old. I was a freshman. Like every night I would play with all the seniors of my school. Like, they always invited me to play with them. And it was cool. We did like Infected. This was one of the big games of my life, Halo 3. I think if I could go back to any time, like temporarily for like a couple days, it would be Halo 3, at least for now, when I had the Hayabusa armor and felt like a badass. Yeah, I really enjoyed this game. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Between Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time and Banjo-Kazooie, one of those is the first game that I can remember playing. Ocarina of Time is a big game for me too. This is when my father used to play games. He's the one that got me into games. But it's like shortly after this era, my dad stopped playing games. Out of all the games I've played, I would say Dust and Elysian Tale. Why, you ask? Amazing story, memorable characters, great combat, and just altogether beautiful world. My friend, what is Dust? I've never seen this before, but I'm guessing it's on Steam. Well, it looks like it's on Nintendo Switch. Yeah, never heard of it, but that's interesting. League of Legends, because it makes me want to kill myself. This just got 91 upvotes, bro. And I will say that League of Legends is just like Valorant. It is one of those games where it could be your first or second match ever, and you will get called every slur, homophobic term. So I played 3 matches of Valorant, 2 with friends, full party, and 1 public. That 1 public match, I can't even keep track of the number of times this dude called everyone this shit's toxic, bro. And of course, it's a Riot game. Of course. Yeah, League makes me feel the same way, which is why I don't play it. For games I'm currently playing, WoW has been my favorite. As far as story, I'm absolutely loving Life is Strange 2. Life is Strange 1 was my shit. Maybe I should try 2. Sky, Children of Light. You guys, I don't know if you see me play this. I did make a video, called it the most beautiful mobile game I've ever played. Quite true. Dark Souls 2. It's got my favorite characters from the series, has the best mechanics, and its weird clunkiness feel. It was also my first Souls game. See, that first Souls game for you will do it. 2 is actually my least favorite of the series, but there's something about the world that I liked. Like, it felt more lonely, I guess, and like the main hub. That hub is most memorable to me. But I don't know. I just feel like it's my least favorite. Not saying it's not good in my opinion. I loved it. It just was my least favorite of the 3. Arcade, because you know what they say, first love is hard to let go. Arcade is still my favorite MMO. I hear it's been going down the drain or some shit like that. I know Peon put out a video, but I've stopped covering this game a while ago, not because of whatever's going on now, but because the dailies, the weeklies, the time it takes to keep up, I don't have it. Sucks. Dragon's Dogma 2. I don't know if we're gonna get that. They fucking canceled Dragon's Dogma Online, was it? Battlefield 3? Twisted Metal, oh goddamn. Fucking creepy ass clown ice cream truck. Damn, how many people love Nier? That's crazy. Rust or LOL? Skits Gaming, I'm gonna assume you're extremely toxic based off your favorite games. Prototype was also a really good game. I loved Prototype, the first one. I would say PSO2 if it wasn't so confusing for new players like me on PC. Listen, there are like 2 or 3 YouTubers that put out tons of guides on this game. Watch them. Final Fantasy 15 because it made me feel like I had friends. Yo, this is such a sad comment. That's true for the game. Like, those are your boys. Those feel like your boys. And, you know, it's sad to depart with them. But also, if this comment means like you don't have friends in real life, that's also sad. But I'm glad that the game was able to make you feel like this. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate because that's all I have to play, and because I only have a 3DS. Well, my friend, Monster Hunter is a good choice because Monster Hunter was the shit. Still is. I'm not such a fan of World as I am of the older titles with the more creative looks on armor and stuff like that. It just seems like World tries very hard to, you know, be fantasy yet seem realistic in a fantasy world. I don't like that. Maybe I just am blinded by nostalgia. Kurtzpell, I like suffering in PvP focused games, yeah. In Kurtzpell you suffer from the bird cage effect of never being able to leave that small ass island in instances. I've been recording for 27 minutes. If I continue reading this entire thing, we will be here all night. I'm curious to see what people's favorite games are and why. Why do you like this game? And you guys have let me know why you like this game. Maybe one day I'll go give some of these titles a try, or I'll actually finish some of the ones that I've never beat. What's my favorite game? It's like asking my favorite movie. Because sometimes I'm like, it's Rush Hour 2. And then sometimes I'm like, no, it's Inception. With games, the first thing that comes to mind really is Shadows of the Damned. In memory, it's the one that I just think of immediately. Maybe if I think harder about what my favorite game is, it will be something different. But Shadows of the Damned, it has the...
What's this flyer?
Oh, gimme! Sweet mother of pearl, this is an ad for Angel's Kiss!
What's that?
Only the hottest hostess club in the underworld, G. The honeys there used to give the most lovely blowjobs before I...
My brain could create a game. It'd be something like this. If the MMORPG player in my head was to create a game, it would be something like Blue Protocol mixed with Arcage. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, and maybe we'll have another discussion in the future in the community tabs, and I'll do a response with the video. But until then, thanks for watching. I will catch you guys in the next video. See you soon, friends.